Hi, folks. David Alpert of Mastery Consulting. And with an important business skills topic, don't be careful of swinging for the fences for the home run or the grand slam. Be careful of shooting for the lottery ticket that's going to change your business or life in a moment. Business usually doesn't work that way. It's usually a long-term, slow, incremental build. But let me tell you some stories so you'll understand what I'm talking about here. Quite important. So a couple times in the past year, twice in fact, I've had people come to me after speaking events to say, my goodness, you're wonderful on a stage. You have great content, Dave. That's been lovely things to hear, of course. And both of them said the same thing in two different venues, months apart. I'm very good friends with Todd Duncan. Todd Duncan, nationally known speaker, coach, has audiences by the thousands. He's going to love your stuff. I'm going to put him on stage with you. There's an event coming up in Las Vegas. I know him well, and I'll get you on the event and on the roster with him. Heard that from people, same person, same story, and it's never come to pass. Just last week, I had a conference call with Jarek Robbins, Tony Robbins' son, if you recognize the name, who's a fine coach in his own right, who does business coaching, wellness coaching, accountability, etc. And he tells me, Dave, I'm coming out to LA next month. We were introduced through mutual friends, by the way. He says he's coming out to LA next month. Let's get together. So we're going to meet for lunch and chat and see if there's a way to collaborate. But at this stage of the game, I don't get excited. It doesn't excite me anymore. It sounds neat. It's a wonderful story to share. People are excited by hearing names, but it doesn't excite me anymore. Why? Because I know what happens when we get distracted by these potential home runs and grand slams. There is someone I know well who's near and dear to me who had a grand slam potential. He's a real estate professional, was given the listing of 100 plus condominiums in a new development complex all by himself, a tremendous opportunity, and now the project's imploding. There's issues with the investors, the project's way behind schedule, there's some things going on that don't seem not ethical, but there's problems in the business dealing, so it looks like it may not come to fruition. And now this person who's near and dear to me says, oh man, I better scramble and get back to my base business. I've been neglecting my base business for the last few months while I'm focusing on this project. And yet the base business improved beautifully over the last several years. Oh my goodness. It's not that this is a shiny penny. This is something within his core competency that might come to pass. But you can't drop what's building to take on something that has not consummated in the past. Let me give you a better way of explaining this. Are you ready? A mentor of mine likes to say, I will never invest more than 20% of my time or money in any new venture of any kind ever. Which is interesting because if you're going to try something new like this that might be a home run, what most people do is they take their eye off their base business. I hope this would make some sense for you. My question for you today is understanding that business is typically an incremental long-term build, and that there's not usually a one-day game changer that changes your business and life. That's very unusual. It happens, but it's really unusual. What might you do differently next time you encounter this type of situation? I hope this video is helpful in some way.